So I've had the MaxJax for about 6 years now. The only issue that I ever had was I had to replace a ram. So one of my rams was leaking really bad at the bottom. And so it was under warranty by then. There was no problem. They just sent me a brand new one, and then I had to get rid of the old one. Stop saying that. So this is the 6,000 pound. I don't even think I ever pulled this off. 6 years later. Oh baby. 115 volt, 15 amp, MaxJax, 6,000 pounds, serial number blah. So yeah, so what I had to do for me is, so my concrete, this one was way too thin it was like 3 inches, super uneven. So me and my brother, we just cut out this big piece across the way. I think it poured it over like 7 inches with rebar. And I've been using it for about 5 years now, 5 or 6, I don't know, it's almost coming on 6. And it's been pretty good to me. The only thing is this ram started to leak, but what happened was I was using hydraulic fluid like they recommend, but then I switched over to ATF because I had dropped the transmission on one of the lines and punctured it. So I had to get a new line and fill up with fluid. And so I switched to ATF, and then my leak stopped. So that's cool. Let's see, so what you have here is you have your lock positions. You have this one, and that's it. So you got 2 lock positions when you move your bars. Honestly, I'm not gonna condone this, but I rarely ever use my bars unless I know the car is gonna be sitting for a while. Because sometimes, but very rarely, it can sag on one side. And let's see, other issues that I've had. The main thing is this pad. I don't know what it is with just this pad. This is the only pad that just got shredded and tore apart. So all the other pads are still good. The extensions I rarely get to use. I might be able to use them on this car because every car that I get is super low, and that's a good thing too on this is I have no problem getting under. I don't think I've ever had a problem getting under any car. Now, I don't deal with stance boys, but I deal with a lot of lowered sports cars, GTIs mainly, and that stuff. They're pretty low, and like I said, I've never struggled to lift a car. You gotta make sure that these are adjusted because they come out of adjustment if you beat on them like I do. Gosh, there's not much to say about this thing. It's actually been really good to me. One thing I did change is, so it has the wheels. I never unbolt this thing. Let's be real. Like, I never unbolt it, roll it to the side, and I did in the beginning to park mine and my wife's car in the winter. But after that, I'd use it so much, it's just not worth it for me to unbolt and stuff. So, I never, so I never unbolted, so I never got to wheel it around or whatever. I have a few times, but so this reservoir is originally on a little rolly dolly up here, or wherever you want to put it, but I got sick of tripping on the lines, and it got quite annoying for as much as I use it. Like I said, I never unbolt it, so what I ended up doing is I had one of the lines made to go up and over, and I mounted the pump on the side like a regular lift. You can still move it around just as easy. I just prefer this to keep all the clutter off the floor. I was tired, and I dropped that transmission on the line, and I didn't think that would ever happen. I was like, I'm never gonna do that. Well, I dropped the transmission on the line, and I poked a hole in it, and it's bad news. That was 100% my fault. I've had cars on here for days and days and days, like a week, and this thing never sags. The only thing is now I'm gonna sell it to my buddy and upgrade, because when I lift this, I'll show you how high it goes. The arms go. When I lift this, because I can't use the extensions in any of the cars that I do because they're so low. And that extra, what is that, 4 inches? This one, I got the shorter one. So this one actually is about, it's not even that much. It's 2.5 inches, or is it 3 inches? Cut this crap out here. Yes, oh, so I got the, it's supposed to be 3 inch, but yeah, with the foot on there, it's about 3 inch. I can't fit them under there, and I can't sit under the car comfortably on a stool. Like this one, I'll be able to put the extensions on, lift it up, and then even at that max height, I still have room from my rafters. And my rafters are so my rafters are 9.5 feet to the top, and I have a little dangly chain here, and the roofs don't even touch that. And I had my garage brought up too, also, but I never get use of all that movement because I never go that high. So I'll go ahead and I'm gonna rack this thing, and I'll show you how high it goes. So I never realized how long that took. That took 1 minute and 30, by the way, to get it to the top. So this is at the top, comfortable, doing your brakes. Like so my garage door is lifted, but if you didn't get your garage door lifted, I have the hood still open, it's not hitting the top. I have the extensions on, and I can already tell how much taller this car is than most cars. Like I have tons of room down here. It's actually getting a pretty good oil leak. Shoot. Okay, so now you can crouch under it fine and use like a roll around thing, which mine's outside and I don't feel like getting it. But from here, so the rack goes, I thought it was 46 inches, but I could be wrong, let me see. That's 42.25. But the underneath of the car is about 47 inches on this one with the extensions on. So it's not bad for most people just looking to do brakes and that basic stuff on your car. I've never had any major issues. It's pretty dirty. Sometimes it will get, if you go up and down a bunch of times, it will get a little wonky. It can get sideways. So you just gotta make sure that either when you're on your way up, you go up all the way and just even them out, or lower it back all the way to the ground and start over. I didn't realize how long it took to go up and down, 1:40. That's on 110. Now I thought I could do, so here's going down. Down's quick. I thought I could do 220 on it, but it doesn't say, actually, yeah, the pump's rated for 220, but I never got a plug for it, and actually my plug's right there. I'm curious to how much faster it would go on 220. I should probably get a plug made. It'd be interesting. Now, I am curious to how fast it would go on 220. I'd assume half that, so you'd have it up in about 40 seconds probably. The backer scared me. There's not much to say. It's pretty just two things, and you got your two locking positions with your locking bar that you just slide out, put it in, fill with fluid, and ready to roll. I chose this option for this thing. It's awesome. Changing oil, super easy. I don't even know, there's not really much to say. Cool. All right, I'm now gonna get a picture for the thumbnail here.